Have you ever wondered what's in these crazy looking prawn crackers, or if you can even make them at home? Well, I have, and it turns out there's way more prawn in them than you might think. The only problem is, I feel like I've made a grave mistake. I've come down looking for prawns and there's tons of people and they're even having some fireworks down here. Mate, this is gonna be a slog. Is that one? Don't think so. There's been a ton of rain since we last went prawning, and the water is super dirty and there's heaps of water in the lake as well. So like last time there was real defined channels and you could sort of see where things were getting funneled, but this is trickier, mate. There is water everywhere, but we'll have a crack. That's what it's all about, eh? Getting out here in the dark while everyone's getting blind. Try to find the channel edge here. I know there's a channel coming up over here. It's just gonna be a matter of getting ourselves near it. If you want a full rundown on how to catch prawns, you can check out the last video where we went prawning and I made some prawn toast. I made a sick little animation in that, but basic idea, you're looking for the run out tide in the evening, not a whole lot of moon in the sky. All this rain just stirred it up and it's super muddy and battling to see anything tonight. There's a little fella. We're onto a few here, just a couple, but enough to get me intrigued, and they've been big boys generally as well. Might just try chuck the head torch on briefly. I just find sometimes it can be a bit tricky to spot anything that's going on. A lot of water moving in here. There's one. It's gonna be slim pickings, a long old night by the looks of it. Without a head torch on it, yeah. There it is. Monster. Beautiful. Come straight in on that head torch, so maybe we'll leave it on for a little bit there. See the eyes real good with it. I don't think I'm quite in an ideal spot here, but we found a few, so there's another one here. I think we got him. It's tricky with the wind as well, you just can't quite see past the surface. We've got one up here, getting them coming hot and fast now. Right, we're gonna wait here for a while. This could be us. This could be it. Definitely a few in there. Oh yeah, plenty coming. Ooh, straight in. He's gone in himself. Can't complain about that. Over here. There he's in the bag, man. In the bag, man. We're doing alright. Might even be doing better than the other night when we came out. They're coming now. Yeah. Oh, he's turning away. They just come in, tease ya, then just back out. I can see another one right up the back there. Just gotta stay still, I guess. Let them come in. The head torch is doing good. We're gonna leave it on for now. I didn't really like it when we were here the other week, but they're coming in and then turning around. We got one coming up here. Get that reach out on the net, I reckon. Oh, straight in. Thank you, mate. Straight in front. Another one. Lovely. Just let him come to you, eh? Oh, maybe we will get him in the end. I wasn't so sure there for a bit. I think we might have found a spot. Oh, yep. Stacked, mate. Look at that. Little sack of them. And they're all good size as well, I gotta say that. Rain is pushing them out. It is dirtying the water, but it is helping collect them prawns. Little surface break there. Maybe a prawn, and maybe not. You can see the eyes over there, scooting around. We're actually doing alright, a lot better than I was expecting. And if you watch the last video, trying to make a getaway, there's a few over here.
One escaped.
Can you get out?
I did.
Oh, we lost one.
We're losing them.
I feel like we lost a lot of prawns because I think they were coming out with little holes. This one, I added some shade cloth mesh into it, so I'm hoping they won't come out, but we will see. My only concern is this little gap here. They might crawl their way out over the needle, but wait, look at that little sack. That's alright. Done way better. If they do start crawling out, we are gonna have to figure out something else. 500 grams is the goal. Fucking who knows? Maybe we'll just have to see, eh? We got a runner. She's a runner. She's a track star. Got him. Another one. I'm pretty hopeful now. I was not sure about it for a good while there, but geez, they're jumping at me. Optimistic now. Oh, there's the jump on him. Give it a reach on that there. Ooh, jumper. Got him, bump. We got there in the end. On here. Yeah, in it goes. One out there. Oh, non-stop, lad. Non-stop, me. Set a distance because they don't like you charging at them. Do that for free, mate. Mate, so I'm tripping. I keep saying little at the feet, at the feet, at the feet. In it goes. Keep saying little eyeballs everywhere we go. We get them down in that net. They're jumping out. They sneak up behind you sometimes, seems like, as well. So you gotta. Oh, the acrobatics on some of these guys. Maneuvering. Quite impressive. Yeah, got him. Really happening tonight. Doesn't look like they're crawling out, and it doesn't look like they're coming out of them holes either. Winning. They are suspiciously hanging out close to it, I gotta say. Just goes in the waves, gets a little quiet, and then all of a sudden, rapid fire prawn on the doorstep. He's out there, he's a bit wide. See, like, last time we were out here, you could sit on the edge of the channel. They just come by and they'd all kind of be in that area. But water, there's so much water moving. Oh, dodge 'em cars. So much water moving out here at the moment that there's no real clear spot. Just kind of going wherever they're going. Little fella. Ooh, yes, some big boys tonight. Very impressed. Doesn't seem any are climbing out. I'm gonna say, I ain't doing a little bit better than we did the other night, to be honest. Yeah, I think the average prawn size is definitely a lot bigger tonight. Oh, whenever I sort of stop for a minute, they sort of all start showing up. It's been the trend. We'll say it might not be this time, but seems to be the trend. We might get moving. There is a little bit of a channel in front of me. I'm gonna start moving up that channel, I think. We're all getting pushed towards us. If we're getting them, we're gonna stay here, I think. Be parked up. You don't leave fish to find fish, do ya? That one? Yes, mate. Straight in. What we like to see. Well, isn't any? Plenty in there, and plenty of big good ones. It's the only thing with this dirtier water. More prawns, I'd say, but harder fishing, harder work. Well, while the head torch was good for spotting them at a distance, I gotta say, I think this just the underwater light actually brings them into you. I've heard people say that they are attracted to the light, and it's definitely seeming like that's the case. Seeing heaps now just coming in straight for this light, and they hang around as well. Whereas with the head torch and you chase them down, they kind of, you're catching them on the move rather than on the way in. All you seasoned prawners probably well aware of that and laughing at me, but we're out here learning. Steam. Very good. Out here chasing them down. Another good little sack of prawns. It is adding up. A little drop on. Oh, little fella hanging on the edge. I reckon that's more than we got. Straight back into just the underwater light. Visibility is very poor, but they swim right up to you, so it doesn't seem to matter too much. Only drama is when they evade you, you can't even really see where they're going. Little squid thing, so sick. Got him. Just waiting games, eh? Big dog down deep. Another fella up on the top, lovely. Barking, smashing it tonight. Heaps of prawns around, definitely hard to work. We out here on the prawn scene, with the old scoop and rip it into your technique. I've been finding that to be quite good. Straight in the bag. The old net's getting pretty hairy. Everybody's cooking on prawn. Dory. New basket seems to be working. Haven't figured out how to climb out by the looks of things. Got one more run here. See what we can get, and then call it an evening. Get on the bees, man. There he is. Try to bring him up from the depths. There's another one. Gone to get one of these. Perfect. As the evening progresses, it does seem to get a little dirtier, which would make sense with this tide running out, but also I think with everyone walking around out here, the old scoop and flick seems to do the trick. They can just kind of dodge at the last minute, and that little flick just prevents a bit of that. Just gently come in underneath. Flick. Oh, just don't want to lose them like that. Just gotta keep making sure they make their way to the bottom of the net. Otherwise you're gonna get them jumping out. Well, I've been finding them jumping out. That guy got a flick though. Gotta be quick with the flick. Oh, I've got one at least. A little pair there. They do seem to sit around in little groups right in front of the net. Thank you, mate. Nah, just gonna be it for this evening, I reckon. We have plenty though, I reckon. Pretty close to that 500 grams we were after. Try heading back, but We'll keep the net on us, see if we can find any on the way back in. We're going to stop. You can't turn up opportunities for more prawns. Pretty successful, I would say. It's definitely more than we ended up with last time. Easily more, and I've been here for less time as well. We get some light in there. There is plenty of prawns in there. Not crazy, could have stayed all evening, but we didn't need them. We just need the 500 grams, hopefully. Who knows, it's looking like it could be close. Should be plenty to make our prawn crackers though. And we are back into the kitchen, and we actually ended up getting about just over a kilo of prawns, which is wild. I was not expecting that when I got in the water, and it was so dirty and some real hard work, but we do have a kilo. Goddamn kilo. I'm gonna start by weighing out, well, we're gonna weigh them as we go. We're gonna start by peeling this prawn meat. I was super surprised actually at how much prawn is in these prawn crackers. It's about a 50-50 ratio of prawn meat to tapioca flour when you make them yourself. I'm sure the ones that you buy or processed and whatnot are not quite that ratio, probably a bit more filler, but we're gonna rock and roll with what we got, and that is gonna be just prawns and tapioca flour for now, and we may even add in a couple little spices just to jazz it all up. So I think I'm gonna try and peel about 250 grams, and we'll cut to that right now. There it is, 250 grams of the finest prawn meat. And we're gonna be using the big blender today. We didn't use the big blender last time we made prawn toast, because we only managed 200 grams for that one, but we got like over a kilo for this, so there's plenty of meat. 250 grams is gonna be heaps. And prawn crackers, I was very surprised how easy they actually are. You do need a special tool, and I'll show you what that is a bit later. But in terms of complexity, they are actually very simple. So we got 250 grams of prawn meat, and on top of that, we're adding 250 grams of tapioca flour. Equal parts, basically making a dough. And we can add a bit of water to this if it gets too dry, but apparently the moisture in the prawns should be plenty enough. We will see though. I want to get crazy dry in here. 247, that's gonna do us for now, I reckon. In there though, I am also gonna add a bit of garlic powder because I love the flavor that adds. Gonna add a generous amount of salt and also a little white pepper, but not too much of that. It's pretty easy to overdo. The old pepper, I'm a fiend for it. We're gonna take that, stick it on the blender and whiz it up. So it does seem to be very dry. Is that way too much flour? Am I schmucking correct? Yeah, right. Is it super dry? All right, so we're gonna add some water. And turns out you do need water. Oh, it's sort of making a dough, but it is quite dry. But I gotta say, it is making a dough, so we're gonna leave it. We're gonna hold on that water. Hold tight. It is looking dry though. It's kind of what we want though. Yeah, right. Just kind of mash it down and let it do its thing. I was a little worried there, but I should have been patient because it's made itself into a beautiful dough. It smells pretty good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out some plastic wrap. Now I have seen people cook it in this, but I'm a bit sus on that. Heating plastic up and that. Well, it's pretty solid dough. Yeah, very solid. Donk. And we're gonna have quite a lot of prawn crackers here. I get some gloves on and gonna work the dough. Gonna work it. So we wanna make it into a log, basically. Shape him up into a log. Form the dog up. Honestly, don't really need the plastic wrap, I reckon. Yeah, we'll do it anyway. Just roll him out a bit. I guess we'll just make it the width that'll fit in this steamer basket, because that's what we're gonna be using. Spinning like a DJ lad. Just rolling him out. Nearly at the max capacity of the old steamer. Quite a substantial log, I must say. Keep on rolling. Do I halve it and make two skinny numbers? That's the question. Just one fat dog. Let's go the fat dog. Some big old crackers. So that's it. Logs in. Logs locked and loaded. Hey? And from here, we steam this big old log, and then I'm gonna take it to that next step where we're gonna need that special tool a little later on just to help get us over the line. Well, not super special, but a bit different. Maybe something that you might not have every day, but something that's pretty useful to have as well, actually. Got my water boiled, and if you don't already, boil your water in the kettle first. It tends to be way quicker than heating up cold water on the stovetop. So direct element and all that, I guess. On top of our water is going our log, just like that. And we're gonna set that and leave it for at least 40 minutes, but probably more like an hour. No, fat log's been cooking for about an hour now, and I reckon that's ready to come off. This is our heat, and we'll start getting into it. Time to slice. I think it may be smart to let it cool down a touch as well. Won't be piping hot. Quite a dense little loaf here. You can see it's changed. Got a bit of colour to it now. Looking a bit more cooked prawny. What we're doing now is we're gonna slice this into real thin strips. I got a nice sharp knife, and it's seeming to be quite sticky. So I'm gonna see if we may need to wet the knife up, because these kinds of things seems to help if you get a bit of moisture on that knife. The sticky numbers. So let's see how we go, I guess. Yeah, numero uno. Water is gonna be the move. Something like that, little pucks we're looking for. The water seemed to help that time as well. Very sticky. And, oh, I wonder. Got a little serrated Victorinox here. I wonder if this will work better. Kind of, still sticky though. This one, I especially sharpened it for this as well, and it didn't even really seem to help it at all. Maybe a tiny bit, but not that much. I'm gonna try to keep it nice and thin. I don't know if it needs to be, but I can imagine it'll get a bit dense and heavy if it's thick. It's tricky though, the dough is quite dense. I've kind of gone for oval shape, I guess. Didn't have much choice in it, but it is what it is. There it is, a prawn log, all nice and sliced, ready for our special little tool. So this thing is our special tool, and it is a dehydrator. It's gonna blow hot air through it, and it's gonna dehydrate and suck the moisture out of anything we put in it. You can do similar with an oven if you turn it on to a super low temp, but I find it's a bit trickier, not as consistent, and you got to keep the oven on, which isn't always ideal, because this is going to sit for 8 to 12 hours even. It's going to dry all of our little slices out and make sure there's no moisture left in them. So just going to fan these out and layer them up, something like this. Then we turn this on, and it's got settings already set up on it. 68 degrees for fish, meat, and jerky, and I think that's gonna be plenty for us. And it's gonna sit, like I said, for about 12 hours at least, I reckon. So I'm a little concerned. So it actually ended up taking about 2 days for these prawn crackers to dry. They are now super duper dry, snappable dry. They're super thick though, so I'm thinking that's what caused them to take so long. Plus we've had some pretty humid days, so it may have been that as well. But we're gonna give them a fry, and we're gonna find out how they go. We are fast approaching that 175 degrees Celsius sweet spot of not too burnt and not too soggy, so time has come to see if they puff up. And nothing. Yeah, right. Oh, starting. This thermometer might be broken. Oh, it's doing something. Dang, this thermometer is no good. Look at it go. We got some puff going on. Let's throw in a little piece. Maybe because it's so thick. I don't know, but like even that one, try and hold it under. See, because all the photos I've seen are crazy pink ones that you can buy in a packet. They're all like wafer thin. They're not usually like these big, thick, chunky boys. But man, I don't know how you would get them any thinner when you slice them. Because I was doing my best to get nice thin slices. I don't know how long to keep these in for either, to be honest. I'll take that one out and we can Have a sauce, man. Throw a few in. Why not? Get the party started, huh? Woo. I think this thermometer might be no good, to be honest. Time for a freshie. Look out there pushing them out of the pan. This thermometer's only saying 115 or so. So we're way off the mark. Yeah, they just don't bubble straight away. Don't trust this thermometer at all right now. Right, this one's saying easy 170. But I'm way past 170 on this one. Wow. 200, it reckons. Man, we got too many in here. This ain't working. Just hold it down. Just waterboard the little cracker. Well, at least they're puffing up. I'm not too sold on this, but I don't think I've quite done this right. Usually got little airy holes in them as well. I think just because they're so thick, eh? Right, huh? Chucking these ones back in. I'm gonna go slowly with this. Don't do too many at once. I'd say these two got to be the thinnest of the bunch. So let's chuck these in, see what happens. Pray to the gods, but I'm not holding out much hope. Good little puff on them. Nice little curl and all. And try and hold them down. Crikey, they get big, eh? That is crazy how big they get. Even those two, they were super thin. Well, as thin as I got them. See what happens if we cook them real quick. I'd say they'll be very dense in the middle. I'd say they're going to be quite dense in the middle. The quick cook seems to be pretty good. I'll try a couple more of them. And there it is. Almond prawn crackers. Things are whistling like a fighter jet. Crazy sound. Well, they didn't quite turn out how I was hoping, but they are still super crunchy, fairly airy, a little bit dense. Even those super thin ones I was talking about, crazy. They're like 10 mil thick. They started at like 3 mil or so. For non-tradie people, they just about doubled in size. These ones that cooked a bit longer, I'm not too sure. They do definitely taste a bit burnt. I think these ones that cooked a bit longer, they definitely taste a bit burnt. And I think both of those thermometers might be broken, so that's not helping in that situation at all. But a little bit of more of a burnt taste when you compare it up against all these little ones which were right at the end. I didn't cook them for nearly as long. Pretty much just let them puff up and then took them out. But it's a fine balance because some of these little pieces that didn't quite cook as long, they've also got some like little dense pockets in them, which are a bit weird. But I don't know, maybe in future a little bit like more baking powder or something, then it can help them get a bit airier. Definitely need to work out how to get them, I think that log itself needs to be smaller and also just kind of thinner slices of the prawn crackers. If you've got ideas for that, I'd love to hear them because I want to make these again and actually nail it next time. These ones that I didn't cook for quite as long, way better in terms of the flavour. Just pretty much just let them puff up and then take them out almost immediately. Just got to kind of hold them down though to make sure everything's getting cooked. Flavour wise, I think it's on the right track with just the garlic and the salt. Maybe a couple other little spices in there. Maybe even up the quantities a little bit for that 250 grams tapioca to prawn. But I think it's on the right track and definitely less of a crazy like MSG artificial flavour than the pink ones. It's not quite the homemade win I was looking for, but can't win them all. It's all about having a crack and experimenting. I know it can be done, trust me. You're just gonna have to trust because I have seen people do it. I think we're gonna have to try again sometime. But for a first go, I'm pretty happy with that. Something a bit different, something a bit nice. Because, see, that one is mint. A little bit thick, but like flavour good, texture good. No like weird dense bits and fairly airy. But they just seem to be a bit hit and miss. So I need to get more consistency with them. Hopefully we'll find that next time. If you enjoyed, leave it a like and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos coming out.